And so I just want to give you like a little bit of background about that red zone too. And we're really going to focus on filling it in so that it's at 100% at all layers and levels within that too. But this is particularly beneficial if you have any chronic ailments of any type coming in. Autoimmune, this is one of the first things I go to when we're working any autoimmune energies. But most often, these types of energies, and when the red zone gets weak, it also involves a loss or an imbalance within the first chakra, or even that life energy, to where a lot of inflammation can really show up within the body. So if you're experiencing any type of autoimmune, or even if it's not autoimmune, but inflammation, rheumatoid arthritis, bloating, things like that, this is probably most likely going to be the type of energies that we need to work with from my modality standpoint. And from an elemental point of view, we've talked about boundaries a lot, and you guys have that elemental transformation, a journey that we did 2 weeks ago now to really transition into those new energies. But when we're looking at that red zone and that auric field specifically, we're needing the external energies. Like every single element has what we need to be able to survive. So whether you're looking at fire, earth, air, water, any of those, spirit, those are the life source energies that we need. So we want that red zone to be attracting everything from those natural elemental pathways that we need. But just like our boundaries, the auric field also repels the things that we don't need. So if you're experiencing some of those disharmonies or even allergies can come into play where they show up with the red zone too. But if you kind of feel like you're taking on other people's energy specifically, the red zone is most likely going to be what's affected within your auric field. So does that make sense to everybody? Or do we have any questions about that? I think we're all good from that standpoint. And just to touch a little bit on the root chakra. So that's right at the base of the spine. This is where a lot of our safety, protection, security energy comes from, but also our survival instincts. So fight, flight, freeze, fawn, all of that happens here. All of those basic survival needs that we need to have to survive, like you need to eat when you need to eat, you need to drink when you need to drink, you need to rest when you need to rest. All of that is associated to that root chakra. So when the red zone is out of whack or not at 100%, there will always be an interaction with that root chakra that pulls energy from that space to try to counteract and counterbalance. And whenever one of those lower three chakras, so the root, sacral, or the solar plexus, start to kind of come out of whack, the solar plexus and the crown are always going to take a hit. So there will be a loss of energy within your solar plexus, which is your life force energy. Also, your immune system lives there. And then with the crown, that connection to source, to where the God switch energy even can come into play with this. But really that ability to recognize what is yours and what is not yours. So oftentimes taking on other people's energy to try to replace that. In Janessa's modalities, you would probably hear things like promised benefits. Like there's some promised benefits that we try to replace what we're missing, but they're not really benefits as well. So a lot of that can kind of come into play too. So at conception, I touched on this a little bit, but at conception is when the red zone is automatically formed, because its job is truly to bring in energy from nature. So all of the fire, earth, air, water, everything we need to fuel our life force and to keep moving through this, and whatever we need to give our bodies for it to be healthy, that's what the red zone is responsible for. So it's really important as well, though, from a protection standpoint, to keep out microbes. So like this is where like that root chakra, red zone, solar plexus kind of come into play when we get sick and our immune system takes a hit. They all kind of play together to try to rid our body of microbes that aren't beneficial, because there's plenty that are beneficial. There just needs to be a fine balance within them. But also it's responsible for removing other people's energies or keeping them out, attachments, anything like that coming into line too, that can really start to play into that autoimmune or chronic types of conditions. That red zone is responsible for all of that. So before we get started, I'm just going to have each of you go ahead and muscle test. Is the priority for you to get the red zone and your energy levels back up to speed to find the root cause? And if anybody needs help with that, let me know. I'm happy to assist, but I just want to make sure we have that. Great, Alexis. Chelsea, I can help. Shannon, yes. Chelsea, yours is yes. So we're going to be working that 0 to 3 months energy. Joni, yes, great. And Jamie, yep, you got it, Jamie. It is, yep, root cause. And then Shannon, did I see yours? I think you said yes, yep. And Christina, back check yours. Yes, I get that yours is going to finish completion energy tomorrow, but yes, perfect. So we're all going to be on that same speed. And anybody watching us on replay, if you get a no to this answer, then we're just going to ask our ancestors, angels, spirit guides, source energy to help us find the priority cause or trauma that you need to locate. You're going to follow just the same way through the journey, so there's no difference within that. I just want you on replay to go ahead and set your intention right now to focus on the priority cause or trauma that did not occur within that 0 to 3 months. And you'll be able to move through this journey just the same. So don't stress if on replay you get a no. And that goes for anybody watching this on replay too. So if you start to feel this exhaustion coming back up like it is for the collective right now, come back to this and do the journey again and reestablish that red zone and clean everything out. Now, because you will have already cleaned out the root cause, you're not going to be working that one again. That is a one and done. We don't repeat things unless there's regression, and that's what we don't want to have. So it's not common to have that. So you should not be revisiting that again. So if it happens again, you know you're going to be looking from today forward for the cause. So I want everybody to take a drink of water before we start. And then I want you to get into a nice, comfortable position. You can be sitting up or lying down. We're just going to start the process where I walk you through a really easy, quick process for cleaning out your red zone and allowing it to fill up with natural energy on a consistent basis. So we're also setting the intention that our red zone will consistently do this for us, kind of like auto programming, to where we don't have to repeat this unless there is a very significant event that happens that would be outside of this specific control setting. And the reason we want to fix this zone is that all too often, especially when we're young, we learn that in order to survive or cope, we find different coping mechanisms that allow for survival. But when we grow up, we don't need those coping mechanisms anymore, and they actually prevent us from thriving. So we don't want to sit in that survival energy. We want to sit in thriving energy. So that's what we are going to do. We're just going to wash all of that stuff out that prevented it from being at 100% to where we are fulfilled and able to move through life smoothly. So I want you just to go ahead and take a nice deep breath in, exhaling slowly. Then I want you to bring your attention to the soil beneath your home. While you're there, I want you to focus on the safety, security, and stability that the earth provides. And then visualize pulling that energy up from the earth into your toes. And now your ankles. Up higher yet into both of your knees. And now your hips, making sure to fill all of the space there. Leave nothing untouched. Now take a nice deep breath in and pull that energy up into your heart. And on that exhale, release everything that no longer serves you. Do that one more time. Now pull it higher yet into your throat. And now your third eye, filling all of the space between both of your temples. Now take another deep breath in and pull that energy up into your crown, right at the top of your head. And on that exhale, release any stress, worry, or concern. Now visualize that energy flowing from your crown back to the earth, where that energy is cleansed, purified, and returned to you in a continuous healing loop. Now we're going to affirm your higher self, who you are at that soul level, acknowledging that all of your ancestors, angels, and spirit guides are here to assist you in this process so that it is smooth and easy, nothing is difficult. And also affirming that divine source energy. I already feel that sigh of relief coming in as you connect into that greater spirit. Now I just want you to fully relax into your body. Going to rely on the guidances, and that might very well be your higher self, could be your ancestors, angels, a spirit guide, or source energy, to do this really mechanical cleaning and establishment of the red zone for us. So just let yourself begin to really sense and feel into, maybe even psychically imagine or a set of insights about how this zone looks and how it feels all the way around your body. Again, it's going to start about 1 inch out from your body, all the way around your physical body, coming into that root chakra and filling in all of that space of your body.